Well, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on the show tonight is Linda and Big Stevie. Evening, boys and girls.
Evening, Oxchair. Evening, Stevie. Evening, everyone. I hope you're all well.
Good evening, Ox. Good evening, Linda. Good evening, listeners. And I'm just happy the international break's coming to an end. Brilliant.
Here. Well, no Bridgeman tonight. Stevie gladly volunteered to slide into his chair in the studio. It's a big chair, and he's the only guy we could get to fit it. Evening, Stevie. How's the chair?
Aye, brand new. It's very comfortable. I can see why the Bridgeman's here every night. This is absolutely fantastic. And can I say something? Bridge is a legend. I'll never get to that status. Never. And I'll tell you another thing. I'll never have the money he's got either. There you go.
Put it this way, you have more chance of getting to the status than you have of getting the money.
I didn't realise he was sick. We might need to take a couple of inches after this. My feet are dangling here.
Wow, he's a big boy. He's a big boy with Bridge, you know. Right, don't know if he's picked up. We've no heard fees, but Fox's team, Gorham, Sandy Jardine, and Arthur Newman. Richard Gough, Terry Butcher. In the midfield, Gaza, Barry Ferguson, and Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Up front, Laudrup doing whatever he likes. Derek Johnson and McCoy sniffing about.
My God, what a team, man. What a team.
Good team,
Happy?
yes.
Aye. I think some of the guys that's been left out of the team too.
That's life, innit?
Dear me. But, well, what a team. You've got everything there, ain't you? Brian Laudrup with a free roll. Oh, man. What a day to see that boy playing again. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic player. Total class. So is that team, by the way, all the way through it. Internationals and all the place. Brilliant.
Aye. Well, it's all a bit of fun, Linda, but special group there.
Yeah, and Stevie says all the players that would have been left out as well, Ox. I take it took a few tries for Fox to finalise it. But yeah, the front line looks amazing, doesn't it? Laudrup with the free roll, and I'm sure he would set up a few goals for probably some of the most natural finishers we've probably had in the team with Johnston and McCoist, and a really good back four as well. I think we would all bite your arm off for a Gough and a Butcher just now in the centre backs, wouldn't we?
Aye. They'll step up for what we've got just now, and that's no disrespect to the boys that we've got at the moment, Stevie, but they were big special players in their own right,
Oh, dear. It was a different level, to be honest. An absolute different level, Ox. I just think, no disrespect to the boys we've got to know, they've done absolutely superb, a record-breaking season last year, and everything that goes with it, but these guys, just a different level. Just completely off, dear. Butcher.
They would turn around and say, well, they never had an undefeated season.
I know, mate. I know. It sounds silly when you say that. You talk about these guys and you're saying they're on a different level, but the guys that, they broke every record you could mention last year. It's, you've got to hand it to them too. You've just got to step back sometimes and realise what the boys done last season.
Aye, it's gone, but we're looking forward to Saturday's game, Linda, yes?
Oh yeah, big. Is that a top of the table clash, isn't it?
Aye.
So we obviously took care of Hibs just before the international break, and I know that game didn't start as well as we would have liked, but we managed to get over the line. We got the win, and it was a great atmosphere at the stadium that day. So we'll all be hoping that we get maybe even a better performance on Saturday, Ox, and obviously the same 3 points, because it is important that we still get the wins. But I think we would all like to see the team play just a wee bit better, maybe step up another level.
Yeah. Away fans in the ground, Stevie. But better atmosphere for you.
I thought, aye, definitely, aye. Just a corner, but no going back to the old days where they get the full Broomlin, the mob for East End. No, I'd just keep them in the corner. I really would. It's hard that is for the boys like Southside and guys like myself. I can be everywhere and all, but 800, you know, it's not a lot of tickets when you go to the Pedo Dome, you know. And it's great to get the Hearts fans in and Saturday. It'll make up for a good atmosphere, so it will. Am I right in saying 1,000 Ox? Am I right in saying 1,000 tickets or what?
I think so, mate. I think that's where that odds that corner. Yeah, there's less restrictions on security, but bring a bit more atmosphere maybe to the game and make it feel as if we're back to normal, Stevie.
Aye, 100%. It does. It's a step going the right direction in it to get a normality back again, you know. If there's away fans in there, half the time, apart from Hibs and Hearts and the odd team that, you know, your Livingstons and people like that, they don't really fill it anyway. So, but the Hearts fans will definitely take their allocation. They're playing well now, and we need to get my sleeves rolled up and just take it where we left off in the second half against Hibs.
Aye, I think Linda's point that 3 points is the aim, but obviously we'd like to watch some decent stuff. Stevie?
Aye, definitely. Oh, we're wanting performances to be a bit better. Of course we do. We want to see a bit of silky attacking, good flowing football, you know, we definitely want to see that. But let's be honest, there's going to be games where the opposition team stops the football from getting played, you know. But look, it is what it is. We know we can step up another couple of gears, and let's hope it starts with Saturday. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm glad that international break's gone.
We say it all the time, Linda. We don't like them, do we?
No, it's a long 2 weeks, and the first week when there wasn't any games as well, Ox, it kind of dragged out a wee bit. And I know we're not all great fans of international football, but at least kind of from Saturday onwards it was a wee bit more interesting because there was some actual football being played and we had quite a number of players involved. But it'll be interesting to see what happens when they all come back. I'd imagine they'll all start to come back over the next a couple of days, and hopefully we don't have any sort of fresh injuries, and maybe some players will have gained a lot of confidence as well, because we've had a few good performances in some of the teams, haven't we?
Who are you thinking of, Linda?
Well, it'll be an interesting one with Nathan Patterson. I don't know. I've tried to think whether you're trying to think what Steven Gerrard going to do or what you would do yourself in terms of right back. Hadji's obviously had a good showing. Kamara, I think the first game they lost, but apparently I didn't see the game, but he played very well when they won 2-0 yesterday. So I think Sakala got a goal, didn't he?
Aye, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen his goal,
and I think Roof's had a bit of pitch time as well. So hopefully there's no fresh injuries and they all get back safely.
Aye, that's what we're hoping for. Back safe and sound, and we pick the team and we go and get the 3 points. It's not what to ask for, is it?
No, not at all.
No, we're no greedy on here, are we? On Rangers Radio? Well.
I'm going to say it, by the way. You can set about me verbally if you want, but I'll go for a Bridgeman on Saturday. There you go.
Is it one of the games that's about the 3 points for you, Stevie?
110%. That's all it's about on Saturday. And if you get the 3 points on Saturday, psychologically going forward, that helps us right out. That'll let the teams know everybody else have played them, you know what I mean? So, brilliant. That's all we're looking for, is one goal and a decent performance. No, you know, 1-0 doesn't mean you can't hit the post, the bar and everything else, you know, and have a few shots. But I hope it's well in that, Ox, but 1-0 would do me at the end of the game.
I get that. Yeah, it's one of these games, it's about the 3 points. I understand. Linda?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with Stevie. If we can win 1-0 and we keep a clean sheet as well, and there's not any kind of a scary moments as we've had, for quite a few of the games this season. But it will be a tough test, and Hearts are obviously playing well. They've got a lot of confidence. They seem to have quite a settled team as well. So we always liked our games against Hearts, didn't we? They were always, sort of feisty affairs, and there might be a few sort of tough challenges going on, but as we say, if we get a Bridgeman, I'd be more than happy with that as well, guys. Yep.
Aye, I get Stevie's point. Because when you pick up the papers on Sunday, you see the Rangers are 4 points clear. Yeah, that's all we're interested in, Stevie, innit?
100%. And I think most of the Bears getting into the game on Saturday would take a 1-0 if they were asked before the ball was kicked. Would you be happy with a 1-0 victory and gone 4 points clear? 99% of the Bears would say aye, 100%. So that's just how it is. That's how I feel about the game, because it's got to be a hard game. It's got to be a physical game, and we need to show a bit of guile here. We need to get the sleeves rolled up and get in about them, because they're a strong team. They're really strong, Hearts.
I just feel, once again, if we play, there's no any danger to us, seriously. But it's us, we've got to play, Linda.
Well, that's it.
Aye.
Yeah, and I think that we all agree, Ox, that we've been playing in kind of fits and starts, haven't we? In certain games that we've been playing well for sort of 5 or 10 minutes, and then we seem to lose our way. We might concede a goal, or the pace drops out the game. So hopefully we can kick on. And I know we've been kind of saying this for the last sort of 5 or 6 games, but I really think they would have taken a lot of confidence from the Hibs game. And they'll know themselves that they've got other gears to find, and that is actually a good thing for us, I think.
Aye. I mean, I think great point you made there. That we maybe get into third gear against the Hibs, but we've got to also be realistic, Stevie. It was against 10 men, but we maybe go to third gear, maybe 2.5. People might say, certain people might punk for 2.5.
Aye. Well, I know you were saying there it was against Hibs with 10 men. Sometimes 10 men are harder to play against because they fight for every single thing, But can I just say this to you, Ox? This popped into my head there and all. And I say this with no disrespect to Hearts, but how many international players has Hearts got out there playing all week? They're sitting fresh, I think, waiting on the Rangers on Saturday, with our team's flying all over the world, So we've got to remember that too, Bears, They're sitting sharpening their knife, waiting on us.
They were 2 weeks, aye.
No, that's it.
They played one game in 3 weeks. We played a European tie. And then we'll come back and played Hibs. And then there's been a 2-week break. So their problem might be different for us, Linda. They've not played at all.
I know, and it can either go either way. The freshness might be there, but maybe the lack of games. Sometimes it knocks you off your stride a wee bit, Ox. And hopefully we've got guys that have been away, they've been playing for their country. They should be coming back sort of confident. But it will be interesting to see what Steven Gerrard does, and whether he just totally freshens it up with maybe players that haven't been away, but maybe it'll be a mixture. Because if you're looking at somebody like Stephen Davis, who I think he played both the games, didn't he? Obviously it didn't go as well for him, disappointed. But maybe somebody like him, he might sit him out just because he's played both games,
What's Linda's team then? No Stevie G's team. What's Linda's team?
Right, my team is McGregor in goals. I've gone for Patterson, Goldson, Balogun and Barisic. Bacuna, Lundstrom and Kamara, and Hadji, Morelos and Wright up front. Controversial.
Bad team.
Well, God, Bruce wasn't here. He would have filled off that seat there, Stevie.
100%.
I get it. Young Patterson made the goal. Well, I don't know if you could call it a goal, but he put the ball into the box last night. He's picking up experience at international level. Why? I get it. Competition. Lundstrom, is he the man? Is he
freshness? Right.
Aye.
Not a bad team at all.
Aye, what he's thinking, Linda? What he's thinking, isn't she, Stevie?
Aye, she's not only good with the sticks,
Uh-huh.
It'll probably be something totally different, Stevie.
No, you're right. Nearly's get the team right, do they?
No, these days, no. But do you want my team, Ox?
No, really, but you're going to use it.
Aye. It's gone with if people are fit, obviously, right? It's just my team with everybody. Obviously, I would go with Shagger, and then Tav, Golson, Balogun, Barisic. I would go with Kamara, Lundstrom and Aribo. And up front, it would be Roof, Kent and Morelos.
You think Kent will be fit, Stevie? I know you're assuming.
No, that's what I just said. If they were all fit, I would play them. But probably no, because it's you checked with the last time. It's usually 6 weeks for a hamstring, isn't it?
Usually, mate. Depends what he's done, but that's usually, you know.
Roughly 4 or 5, is it no?
Aye, something like that, mate, aye.
But
with the treatment they get now, they might take a bit of time after that. But we want them back fit, Stevie. We don't want them back worrying about it, you know.
No, I'd rather have another couple of weeks and he comes back fully fit and ready to go, rather than maybe try to tweak things and push him. And no, you want him fully fit. You're totally right, Ox. And can I say something else, Ox? It's annoyed me all this international break. Everybody's got their own rights to follow their national team and do what they want. I personally don't like it. I hate the international break and all that, because it takes me away from club football. But see, these Rangers fans that talk about Rangers have been hitting the heights this season, and they watched that dross I watched last night. Well, bits of it I watched. Dearie me, man. How can they talk about Rangers no performing when they get the road to support that? Watch that national team playing football. Oh dear. Although they get the win last night, it was absolute rock.
Only seen the highlights after the show. I didn't get my wife to watch it. Just happened to be on, and all I could see was the goalie making saves.
I heard. If
you like Scotland's goalie, yeah.
Yep.
The other goalie made some saves and all, but no, Gordon was making, yeah.
No.
Anyway, enough about them. But I get your point. But then again, look at the two managers. What one's going to play the better football? Yeah.
I know.
Anyway. Right, okay. I think we'll get these phone lines open. But then I'm glad we've talked about managers. I've got a question for you too. So, the big games on the night. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Just to let everybody know, I got a phone call today, from young Blake, but to let everybody know, young Blake's home, safe and sound. Young Gary's newborn. He's as chuffed as anything. I was speaking to him today, and I think the only time I've seen him so chuffed was after we beat Celtic there 1-0 the last a few weeks ago.
Fantastic, that's lovely news.
Aye, a bonny wee thing, Linda. Bonny wee thing.
Oh, lovely.
Blake.
The wee page on Facebook today, the wee Barra, and I just dropped a wee message on it. All the best, people. Wee cracker. Well done to them. Wee blue nose.
Here. You done your bit, Gary. Didn't take long, but you done your bit.
Yeah, awful lots.
We'll give my doing it tonight out.
Poor Gary. Poor Gary. And can I give a shout out to Port Bear, who said a wee bit of drama and everything sorted out. I hope he's alright. And a shout out to his old man. Hope he's safe and feeling better. Right, it's an emergency word 10 on here at the moment, you know?
Well done, Ox.
You know, I'm a counsellor during the day, Stevie.
You're no half. We'll need to change that to phone the NHS 0141 356 1972.
If you phone between 9 and 12, Fox will not be up, so don't bother. Listen, all the best to everybody. And also, we will have a wee announcement about the race night, but thanks to everybody so far who's got involved. We've been really touched, and some of the work that some people have done already is absolutely magnificent. And we're heading for a tidy sum. No figures, no packed all yet, Stevie, but it's moving nicely, isn't it?
Oh, Listen, the big thing for me is the people in the background. Everybody's pulled together to make this a lot easier for everybody. Many hands make light work. And can I tell you something? Well done to all the pundits and everybody regarding Rangers Radio for how far they've got so quick there. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And the do's going to be a cracking night. I'm looking forward to it.
Here. Aye. I think I maybe stayed teetotal to them. Maybe not, but maybe.
Not.
No, it's somebody who'll not get by tomorrow.
Oh, don't be telling anybody anything.
I'm not telling anybody anything.
Your secret's safe with us, Linda.
Cheers, Stevie.
Listen, somebody on the call went home from work smelling a drink today, but that's another story.
Oh.
Oh, you're a bad man, yeah. So, yeah.
That's another story. Right, okay, right. Sent you a wee thing, but it broke last night actually on Follow, and we looked at it as a bit of fun, and you think to yourself, that can't be right. You know, and Fox has verified this, so don't go blaming me. Right, okay, I've got a wee trivia question for you. I know Linda's good, you're not so good, Stevie, but right, if you were to guess in the league, what team has made the most fouls in the Scottish Premier League?
What team has made the most fouls in the Scottish Premier League? What, this season? Or?
Aye, this season.
Right, this season.
Aye, look at the bottom of the league and usually you're no far away, yeah?
What team, right? I'll have a punt, right? Because the big farmers, but I'll go for Motherwell.
Oh, not bad. They're pretty close to it, even though they're near the top of the league, guy, but they're not far away. Linda, any thoughts?
I'd maybe go for Livingston.
Good shout. Physical team, 126 fouls. How many yellow cards do you think they've got, Linda? Have a guess.
Oh, I'll guess maybe 20, between 20 and 25.
Stevie, I think she's at the cheating. 24.
That's good, man. She knows this. She'll blow Pope Prayer out of the water, so she will with stats.
Yes.
Oh, Stato.
Yes. All right, so that is 19% of fouls, just over 19% of fouls, or if you like, 5.2 fouls for every yellow card. Okay, is that all right? You get me on with this?
Yeah.
Is this all right for you, Stevie? I know your school was the best.
I'm doing the Churchill dunk here. I'm saying, oh, yeah. If Linda says yes, I'm saying yes.
That's a different video.
That's a different video. Oh, hey, you. Come on.
Oh, there you go, Steve. It's been downhill rapidly.
Right.
100%.
Right. What team do you reckon is the team that's committed the most fouls? The least fouls, sorry. Clean team, nice boys, lovely strip.
Yeah.
Any more clues?
Glasgow Rangers.
Yes. Right, 84 fouls, yeah?
Yep.
13 yellow cards, 15 fouls, 15% bookings a booking every 6.4 fouls. Okay. So the team sitting in third place, Stevie, are you with me now?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's the team that says the referees are always against them. They have committed 113 fouls. Looking at the logic of other teams, how many yellow cards would you think, Linda?
Well, definitely into double figures, if not up towards the 20s.
Yes, that would be. You would think that would be.
Absolutely.
They're no far away for committing 33% more fouls than our club with 13 yellow cards. So you would think maybe 17, 18, 19, yes.
Yes.
8 yellow cards.
Wow.
Average foul per yellow cards, 14.1.
Oh.
Livingston, 5.2.
Dear. That just tells you everything about referees, doesn't it? That tells you everything about referees, you know. No, that annoys me, Ox. That really annoys me. You know, stats like that. That's what can't speak can't lie. So that really gets to me. So it does. How they've got no redneck that lot for other side, didn't they? No,
No,
other city, no redneck whatsoever.
no, unbelievable. Were you shocked, Linda? I'll use a word. How blatant it is when you see it in black and white.
Yeah, I think that it's how blatant it is. That's what's really quite, surprising. But on the other hand, this whole thing about the conspiracy and we got all the decisions. Look at the big debate there was with the Porteous red card and how the referees are always in favour of Rangers. Well, that just blows that argument right out the water, doesn't it, guys? I mean, it is quite staggering, Ox. It really is.
If I was being cynical, and you know I'm not a cynical man, Stevie. If I was being cynical about the Porteous story, I would say that there might have been other court cases or things leading up to it that people would have wanted to keep other things in the limelight. Maybe I'm just being cynical.
No, I think you're 100% right. It seems to be, they want to keep other things out in the open rather than the biggest breaking football story Britain's ever seen, and it's coming their way at some point. And I'll be rubbing my hands and it does, just let me tell you. But see that there with the referees. See when you look back to the way wee Morelos was getting booked. He was getting booked for referees before he even ran out of tunnel in my eyes. And I said it a way back. And can I just say, what's happened? How come it's just went 360? Morelos doesn't even hardly gets booked in a game now. He doesn't even get looked at. But the last few years back, that run up to 9 in a row and everything, he was getting booked. And the bookings were, some of them you were going, man, come on, what's he getting booked for there? Because they knew it upset the apple cart. They knew the wee man was a hothead. And that's where we were losing it a wee bit with him, because you had to be more cuter what he was doing and how to go about things, But when you look back now, hindsight's a wonderful thing. The sending offs he had there the last few seasons to the last couple, last year behind closed doors and this year, you wouldn't even know he's in the park all the time now.
Apart for the faces he pulls. Did you catch the one with his new hairdo?
Oh, yeah. It's highlights.
I never seen it, no.
Yeah, I think he's what we would call a fox on here. Yeah, it's a bit of Buffon.
The old fox there. The cops it all the time.
Well, it's true, mate. If you've ever been to the barbers with Fox, mate, go. It's an adventure. He likes a Turkish.
Right, say no more.
Ox, can I ask you guys a question about Morelos? Do you think that it's taken a wee bit of the edge off his game because he has calmed down a wee bit? Do you think we're still seeing the same player in terms of like what he's doing on the park?
That's a great question, Linda, because I think he's really improved as a footballer. And obviously, we got him at 21, he's now 20, 25, 26, So, obviously, you're a different... I mean, he's getting close to me and Stevie's age now, so you're maturing,
Right.
Me and Stevie's roping me into it.
He's no...
Listen, Alfredo's temperament's been brilliant. Let's be honest. For where he was, and he was getting roped in, he was letting people rope him in, and that's what the problem with me was. They were kicking him, snarling, wee snidey ones here and there, calling him things, and he was taking the bait. I think now he's wiser to it. And see the position he's playing, coming in deeper and stuff like that. No, I think that helps him too. But 100%, the wee man's temperament's got a lot better. He's more mature.
I think he's a better footballer than Linda. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he's learned how to go about his work, if you like, quietly.
Yeah.
You know, but people know that he'll know. What he doesn't like. He doesn't like people trying to take liberties, does he?
No, he's got a wee bit of an edge to his game, and I think you're right, Stevie. Some of the silly bookings and that, he's tried to sort of, get rid of them, but you still want him to be kind of a really up for the game and, in people's faces, and be more clever about it. But sometimes, Ox, I would like to see him more in the box, and I know the way that we set up, he's got to come back and link up play, etc. But I do like to see the strikers in the box, and that's where they do their work,
I think there's horses for courses, Linda.
Yeah.
I think there's games where you want to play your midfield runners, you're getting people, we don't mind it, he comes out, they go in. But I think when we're playing against, if you like, for a want of a better word, Stevie, the low block, we want all our players in the box when they're causing the defence problems.
Aye, 100%. We went through a wee patch there, I think it was last season or the season before, where we weren't getting enough players into the box. You were saying, where is everybody? He's crossing that bottom, Morelos, there's nobody else there. And you're totally right. When teams are playing that low block, you need all hands to the pump. You need everybody in that box for something to ricochet off somebody and 40 somebody. And it was big hitting at one point. It was doing it against Motherwell all the time, when they were playing that low block at Ibrox. But you're right. You need everybody in the box, Ox, 100%.
At the right time and the right games, Linda, yeah?
Aye, definitely. Because as Stevie says, in the majority of the games that we're playing, whether it's home or away, there is this low block, or there's always at least 9 players behind the ball. And also as well, the amount of time wasting that's going on as well when we're playing it's quite frustrating. And right away, don't you? Especially at Ibrox, like after 10 minutes, the goalkeeper's taking all lengths of time to kick the ball out, and everybody's getting annoyed at them. But yeah, it is certain games, Ox, but we do have to mix it up a wee bit and play at a higher tempo, because eventually they get tired, and then that's when you start to find the space. And as you say, as Stevie says, a ricochet, or they'll make a mistake. But it can be a tough watch at times, can't it, when we're playing against these teams,
It's not the greatest to watch. And listen, we need to get a goal early, don't we? That's the trouble. We need to get goals early and change their way, the way they play. And sometimes we don't start off the best and we put ourselves under pressure, but it's not always the best to watch. Stevie?
The thing for me, Ox, is even if we get the early goal, don't sit back and say, right, don't pound them, get the goal and then sit back and think, right, we're all right now, we've got the goal. Keep playing your game, keep going and kill teams off. That's what I want to see, Mary. I want to see them getting that second goal, so there's no way. Nobody's coming to Ibrox and really scored 3 goals, all right. It's happened a couple of times in Europe, but nobody's coming to Ibrox and scoring 3 goals. The Premiership team and coming here getting the 3 goals against their defence, no matter how bad it is. I just think, let's get the early goals, you say, let's get the crowd behind them, but don't stop. Don't stop at that and think, right, we're all right now, we're 1 ahead, we'll take your foot off the accelerator. Pound them, get the next in, get the bit between your teeth and get the crowd really on board with you. Come on, Rangers. I'm a bridge man. I'm on Bridge's seat. It must be this seat it does this thing. There's my medication.
If you look to the left, you'll see his medical cabinet, mate. It's pretty full.
Is that what that is, Ox? I thought that was
drinks. And then if you see that seat next to you, that's South Side. He's got even more drugs next to him, but that's a different story.
Oh. Absolutely fantastic. I'm with you all the way. But listen, by the way, talking about Southside, I'm tying up with him tomorrow to go to the training session at Ibrox tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that. So
right. The casuals are even going to the training sessions, huh?
Well, ultras.
Anyway, talking about guys that are always casual. We've been joined by Big Al. Evening, big man.
Good evening, gentlemen and ladies. How are you? How are you, Linda?
I'm fine. Hi Al, how are you doing?
Oh, all the better. When I switched on this morning, I heard your dulcet tones.
Oh, you talked to Stevie there?
Nah. He's not really got that voice, is he? Oh, I see. Is that the banger trying to get in as well?
You just leave him, mate. Just carry on, mate. You stick.
What was I got to say? Yeah. Look, I think the Alfredo Morelos thing. I think Linda's brought up a good point. I don't know if anything's been taken away from him. I think he's matured. You got to remember he became a father, and I think the 9 months, obviously, and the gestation period. I think he seemed to calm down then. I mean, he is 25. He was 21 or whatever, 20 when we got him. I think he's matured as a man himself. You know, he'll always have that wee bit of craziness in him. I think we've all got that. He always, but I think he's matured as a man. And I think maybe that's due to him becoming a father recently as well. I don't know if you think anything like that.
I think that's a valid point. I mean, yeah, I think that's a valid point, mate. I mean, what he's done, maybe don't give him credit. I mean, all right, he went to Finland and then he came to Scotland, and it's a completely different culture, mate. Eh?
Well, you know yourself, Locks. You're not as far away as me, but it takes a certain character of man to uproot and go and check, see what's on the other side of the fence, see if the grass is greener, and you've got to suck it up some days and just go on with it, like, eh?
Especially at the start, mate. Especially at the start, eh?
Aye. Well, I know it takes you a good 5 years to get settled here. You know what I mean? I'm not wanting to, but I'm just saying it is. But look, he comes from a situation, and I work with a lot of guys, Filipinos, Tongans, Samoans. There's guys for all the world here. Actually, a couple of nice, really Sudanese guys I'm working with. They're the same. They're away for their families. You know what I mean? You've just got to suck it up and go on with it. So, look, I think he's matured into a better man. I think, obviously, the influence of the manager and the backroom staff and his teammates, I think it'll all do that. In regards to, I think Linda mentioned that I'd like to see him scoring more goals, get him in the middle of that box. If he can add some more goals, I do think, like you said as well, or alluded to, his play. He's got a better football player, but I think he really needs to start putting that ball in the back of the net. So if he starts doing that as well, being out at the end of the season, I mean, we're on easy street anyway, because if we start getting goals for him week in, week out, that's all the better for Glasgow Rangers. You know what I mean? So I am looking forward to for him producing. And just there was a couple of things I was thinking about. Previous to the Hibs game, we were mentioning, and I think Rangers stepped up the game in the Hibs game, because there was that pressure. If it makes sense, there's a pressure there. But we play a slightly lesser team. A big game pressure. I think we as a club and especially over the last few years since Steven Gerrard's been there, I think that's cemented in the squad. Yeah. They kind of can rise to that. I know Europe's are big games, but they're no big games as in you're still trying to achieve something there. Whereas we've already achieved that league title, and we're playing against obviously your Hearts and your Hibs, who are up there kind of challenging, if you like. So I think there's a wee bit of a mentality that's been bred in the team over the past couple of years, and I think we'll be successful. And I'll take a Stevie or a Bridgeman, a 1-0 will do me right now. But I think we can up our game that wee bit when that challenge is put in front of us.
I think your point's valid there. I think we've got a couple of gears to go at least, Al. Linda?
Aye.
Yeah, I would agree, Al. Definitely, we seem to play better in the bigger games, particularly in the Premier League. But we do need to start playing a bit better, Al, don't we? Because we know we've scraped through some games, and that's what we were saying earlier on. The fact that we've still got these gears to find it's all goes well for the league. But I would like to see better performances, albeit it is the 3 points we want. But when we think about the season we've had, he's hardly had a chance to pick a settled team, and I know it affects everybody. But he hasn't.
Yeah, but do you think, Linda, prior to the Hibs game, we were all saying we need to see that better performance. granted the performance in the Hibs game, say was a 3 out of 5 or a 3.5 out of 5, whereas prior to that it was a 2.5 or a 2 performance. So that incremental movement in a performance was there when we required it. That's a thing I'm looking at and saying to myself, right, okay, we seem to be moving in the right direction. Do you think that yourself, Linda, or did you see that?
Yeah, I was at the Hibs game, and I did think in the second half that we were more like our old selves.
Yes.
You know, there was a high tempo. He made a few changes, you know, and the difference that made. And
can I just ask you a question there, Linda? Because you brought up a very, very good point.
Can I just cut across here?
Oh, sorry.
No, not a problem. Stevie, do you fancy we'll just go somewhere else, leave you two to it?
I was going to say that, Ox. I was going to say that. And just
come on, boys.
Kylie and Jason back on here.
Don't be so disrespectful.
Carry on, Kylie and Jason.
All right, thanks very much. Mate like Brad and Angelina. Come on, you.
It's like listening to First Dates, this.
There's a banger. Where are you tonight in Mallorca? Right, 2 seconds. I've lost my train of thought here. I'll let you carry on. I'm sorry, Linda, that these guys have done this to me, but I've lost my train of thought, man. Jeez. Where were we, Linda? Where were we?
We're playing better.
Aye, we're playing better. Right, that's it. Right, okay, you can carry on.
Can I come in there, Ox?
Aye, of course you can, mate, before we bring AK in.
A bucket of cold water. What was I going to say? Listen, guys, you've got to remember too, we keep going on about the performances could be better. We were victims of our own success for last year. They set the standard that high. And there's also been a mixture of injuries and suspensions and things and COVID and just no getting gone. And, you know, I'm not making excuses up. I totally agree. Our performances should be better. But just remember, we're victims of our own success because of the fantastic year we had last year. The bar was set that high. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think you're going to... We keep talking about getting up this gear. I think we will play good in different games here and there, but I don't think you're going to get it as continuously as what everybody's wanting game after game. You might get the odd game where we were out of this world, and then next week it'll be mediocre again. But last year was just a wonder year, and the bar was set that high. Victims of our own success.
Talking about victims, we'll be joined by Alex Kelly.
Thanks for that introduction, Fox. Good evening to you. Ox here, sorry. Good evening, everybody. How we doing?
Evening, Al.
Evening, Alex.
Yeah.
Evening, banger.
Big Al with Dunder Heat for Down Under.
Oh, he's a poet and he doesn't even know it.
I was enjoying listening to that, but I'm a wee bit surprised. Yeah, no, listen, see the hypocrisy of the media the last 24 hours. They've been putting a wee bit of pressure on Rangers, right? We're not playing well, but we're winning. Scotland played the thing me all right at the weekend. They got their victory. They played rubbish last night. They got their victory. But all of a sudden, they're no bothering about how they're playing as long as they're winning. I think that's exactly the same position as us. But they like to put pressure onto us for not playing well. But we're winning, and it's all about winning.
Propaganda, Alec. Propaganda. As a Rangers fan, I've never experienced that before. Come on, man. We know what they're about. We know what they're on.
You've got to remember, you're part of the media now, so you're part of the problem.
Well, some people flogged themselves about in more than one show.
I know. Aye. Is he still doing that going for that Division 2 radio station, aye?
Come on, you. Come on, a wee bit of respect, big man. Come on.
Oh, you know it's only in jest, but then again, you're on Premier Radio this morning, so...
I'm glad
I suppose as a freelance, you've got to take it when you can get it.
Aye. Michael Stewart, the Rangers shows, isn't he?
The banger has gone. We've got Michael Stewart here. Hello.
There'll be a
Thanks for that,
there'll be a guy for Leeds killing himself laughing as we speak. AK.
Oh,
I missed that there. What did you say? I need to listen back to that. But I had the good fortune or the good privilege of meeting up with Andy there at the weekend. We went to a tribute night in Ibrox. It was hosted in the Ibrox suite. So four couples. So I was just touching on the commercial side. The Rangers now, they were promoting the Edmondson House.
Aye.
For next year, I think they're going to be having like shows like this, and if Rangers supporters can, support the club in other ways, not just by going to the Fitba, but by going to the social aspects. It was a really good night. With a 3-course meal, followed by a DJ, and then I think it was 3 lasses singing that they were called Disco Fever. They were very good. All the couples really enjoyed it.
I thought it had been called the 3 Degrees.
is there any pampas grass involved?
And just out of curiosity, who taught Andy how to use a knife and fork?
Sorry?
Who showed Andy how to use a knife and fork?
Oh, he was a fussy bugger. He didn't like his potatoes, so the last had to go away and order chips and that for him. But I was just thinking there, he went up the stairs to change and he came down the stairs. He looked like a film star. He was like a cross between E.T. and Uncle Fester.
You can pass his moan about the do we're having. He better not complain about the catering.
He said volley vongs are fine.
What do you think, Stevie?
Oh, you better just eat it. Just swallow it. What if you don't like it? Don't mention anything about the grub. That's a kneecap.
Brilliant. I think that's fantastic. I think you're right. It's all part of bringing in more money to the club, which helps. Everything helps, doesn't it? And obviously, people are getting a night out and they enjoy it. More the better,
The entertainment was first class. The catering, the meal and everything was first class. We all really enjoyed our night. And by the sounds of this Edmondson House, I think it's quite exciting going forward to, again, raise more funds with anybody's like supporters clubs does, or hosting weddings or birthdays or stuff like that. It's all money that's going to the club in a different way.
Aye. It's all revenue streams and obviously ideal places for groups of people to meet up under.
Definitely, because that's kind of missing, isn't it, Ox, in terms of like that all being housed in the one building. But I saw the wee thing, Alex, that you were talking about on our TV, talking to the guy who's the project manager. But yeah, it's going to be a concert venue. There's going to be a cafe, the museum, and the shop as well. It's going to be absolutely terrific. I can't wait to see that. Hopefully, as I say, it won't be too long. Summer, isn't it?
As a professional musician yourself, Stephen, are you looking forward to playing there?
Oh, I certainly will. Yes, a wee bit of percussion, yes. Aye. Been 50 others, believe me. Well, we played the old Edmondson House a few times, so yeah, it'd be great to get my feet under the desk of the new one. But no, as Linda's saying there, it's exciting times for all the Bears, because I can't wait. I bought the membership for it, 150 bangers, and a life membership, and I can't wait till it opens to see what it's all about. I really can't wait to get through the museum as I collect Rangers memorabilia for my wee man, and I just can't wait to get through all that. It'd be brilliant. Maybe we should do it together as Rangers Radio and all go together. That'd be brilliant.
I'm just going to go, boys.
All right.
I need to go and do some work. No, you take care of yourself.
Big Al, before you go, Big Al, I've got an extra large T-shirt here for you. Is it to get sent to that same address?
Aye, but you don't got it in double XL or triple XL. Is
that still Ramsey Street?
I hear Michael Stewart laughing in the background there. You don't got a gig on Celtic TV tonight.
Stevie mentioned the 150 bangers. I had pictures of 150 Andys in my head. I went,
He's only
Only double the size of Edmondson House then, I believe. No, always a pleasure. Thanks very much. Linda, sweet dreams, princess.
Oh, good night.
Oh, smooth.
Take care.
Kiss.
Oh,
Oh, you put the phone down.
oh, no, you put the phone down.
No, you put the
Oh, dear. Oh, I think you've got a fan there, Linda. I'm only guessing, but I think you might have a fan there.
I'm saying nothing.
What do you think, Stevie? Fan?
I'm just going to say this to you, Linda.
Right.
One hand.
What's that?
3 pints a man can carry with a one hand.
Oh, jeez.
I don't call it like that.
Moving swiftly on, as they say.
No, let's be honest, Linda. It's about time you got a bit of stick. It's always the rest as it's getting it.
That's right.
I've had enough stick.
Has somebody put the heating on?
It's just as well we're not in the studio tonight, Ox.
Yeah, I know. Big Stevie's sitting there, proud as sponge in the Briggs man's chair.
Sitting here like Tony Montana, if you've ever seen Scarface.
Oh dear. Oh well. Right, Alex. What else is on your mind, mate? What else is on your mind?
I've got a team for the weekend. If you want to hear it, you can have a laugh at it.
I'm always interested in your teams.
I'm going to go with McGregor in goals because I think he tends to play him in the big games when it matters. I'm sticking with Patterson at fullback. I'm going with Golson and Balogun, and I'm sticking with Big Bassey because I think his physical presence will come in handy for I think Hearts have got a few big boys in their team. I've got Kamara, Lundstram and Aribo in the midfield, and I've got Wright, Morelos and Hadji up front.
All right. Talking points there. Obviously, Patterson for Tav, and you're just continuing for the form for the last game. Is that your thinking, Alex?
I just think he's a good option now. He's not done nothing wrong. He brings an energy to the team that I like. And if we're winning after, say, 60, 70 minutes, it's good to bring a bit of experience onto the park. So I don't mind Tav and Davis and that coming onto the park just to see the game out after that. But I just think that Patterson and Wright bring an energy to the team that I think we were lacking in the first kind of half dozen games of the season there.
Bassey for Barisic. Thoughts, Stevie?
Bassey for Barisic. Freshness in it. He played the full game, Barisic, didn't he? So a bit of freshness. Big Shirley coming in. He's a big, powerful unit himself too. But you know he's not getting the delivery. Barisic, he's got. You know, that's a wonder left foot. They balls into the box. That's what wins you games, isn't it? I would have been bothered. I don't think I'd be bothered that much, to be honest. I don't think I'd be bothered that much. Either, no matter who started, but the other one coming on and freshening it up either way.
Linda?
Well, I'm hoping it's Barisic, and I'm hoping that he's going to take a lot of confidence from the Hibs game, because I thought he played very well in the second half and obviously set up the winning goal, didn't he, for Alfie? I think he got a game for Croatia as well, so he's kind of forced his way back into the starting team there. I just feel that we need the real Barisic to start turning up, Ox, because we know he is a good player, and we were all just a wee bit worried that he had sort of regressed again, didn't he, like he had a couple of years ago. So I'm hoping to see Barisic, and as I say, hopefully he'll start to put in consistent performances in the coming weeks.
I understand your rationale. I just think what we've seen in Europe was how raw Bassey still is now. To get the rawness, you have to get game times.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't know if we can afford to put him in at this time of the season, Alex. I understand your rationale. He's more physical than Borna. In fact, to be honest with you, I think Linda's more physical than Borna. You know.
No, listen, it's all about opinions, isn't it? And I just feel that obviously the Bassey didn't play his natural left back position. He was through into the centre of defence, and I agree with you. I thought he was a duck out of water in that game. He goes big time. But if he's more comfortable in it left back and he offers a physical presence, Linda mentioned Croatia. Big Borna played during the week, but they lost 2 goals in that game. I've not seen any goals, but I don't think the manager's
Bassey was away
overly chuffed with him.
Wasn't he? I don't know if he got any game time, but he was away as well, wasn't he?
I think
he was.
Time.
Right.
You know.
I'll just hope everybody comes back fresh and fit and stuff.
Listen, it's all
I
about
think Roofs had a bit of travelling today as well, so I would keep him on the bench and hopefully make an impact maybe later on in the game.
Aye. Well, a week in Jamaica. Not a bad place to go. You know. But aye, look, you just have to wait and see. All big clubs are dealing with the same thing, and we're a big club, Alec. Simple as that.
Yes, absolutely. A couple of seasons ago, we barely had any internationals. Now I think we had 12 going out there. So what that does is just underline the strength of the squad, but also gives Gerrard a headache for selecting a team, because he's got that many good players and he's trying to fit them all into the team. But obviously it's impossible for him to do it, and that's obviously with Tavernier and Golson not included in kind of international squads, Lundstrom and Alarian. But aye, it's a good position to have, and I think that's why he's kind of strengthened the squad. I believe we're in a period of transition now. He's built a squad to win the league, which obviously achieved last year, but we're now at a period of time where a few of the older ones, are they going to be keeping going for like to put us forward to the next level?
Bridges only having a night off.
well, it's like Lundstrom coming in to replace Davis on that one, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Jeez, put Bridges only have a night off and you've got him replaced.
But Bridges or Davis and Big Stevie's or Lundstrom.
A good analogy, you know, that.
I've been listening to people, and we've only started building up the last night or so to the Dinner Hearts game, Linda, but I think most people have got Lundstrom in the team, which if you think a few weeks ago, you didn't see that coming, did you?
No, after the European game when they get sent off, wasn't it, Ox? We were thinking, what sort of player have we actually bought here? But he's talked a wee bit about the fact that it's taken him a wee while to adjust to coming up and playing in this league. And they're asking him to play a slightly different position, Ox. So he's on the ball more. He's trying to make things happen. And, you know, I've been quite happy with the way he's played over the last few games. And he was talking as well after the Hibs game that he didn't want to have a break. You know, he wished there was a game coming up the following week. So I think we're going to start to see the best out of Lundstrom. But it is a great point the guys make about the fact that, you know, last season was a kind of one-off season. The squad is kind of evolving a wee bit. And sometimes when you win a league, Ox, the following season is a real challenge, isn't it? Because you've got that standard to try and keep up to. But wins will do me, I think.
Yep. Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. I'm going to have a wee tune, if that's all right with you, Big Stevie. I know you like a tune.
Oh, it's lovely. Give us a bit of percussion. That'll do us. Lovely.
Yes, I believe you've worked out the triangle, how you had it. I'm proud of you, mate.
I'm past that.
Oh dear. Get yourself in mute. We're going to have a tune.
On Flesher's Haw, down by the Clyde, 4 teenage lads did propose to form their own wee football team. The idea there arose. Way back then, how could they know that millions they would love the greatest in all history, the Rangers Football Club. The Rangers pay those gallant pioneers a legacy they did bestow. We shared down through the years. To Moses and those fine young lads, our gratitude we'll show. We'll sing our song with heart and voice, and let the whole world know. The Rangers Football Club, the Rangers Football Club, the greatest in all history, the Rangers Football Club. Come join as one and toast to all who share our history. Toast William Struth, a noble man, I'm sure you will agree. Lest we forget our absent friends, they watch from up above. In life and death we'll always be with Rangers Football Club. The Rangers Football Club, the Rangers Football Club, the greatest in all history, the Rangers Football Club, the Rangers Football Club, the Rangers Football Club.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
We could say that tune was especially for you, Linda.
Oh, she didn't let me down. I knew that line was coming.
Oh, dear. Somebody's big brother's been on to them.
Oh, definitely. I'm not going to live that down with the family anyway, that's for sure. It'll be all in good fun.
Have you got a pair of dungarees?
No, I used to have a pair about 30 years ago.
Oh dear, Jester and Kylie. Eh?
Oh, God.
By the way, that could be a Wednesday night feature, Stevie. We could give a night off.
Oh, goodness.
Certainly, why don't we get them on? Make it a special. That would be great. We can all get into our big. I can get into my Elvis onesie and listen to the two of them.
Oh.
Are you back with us, Linda? Are you all right? Are you still going?
Yes, I'm absolutely fine. Yes, I just had to go and make myself a wee cup of tea there.
Lady that you are.
A wee cup of tea in my new Rangers mug.
Right, okay. Have you done any more adverts lately?
No, but we're waiting to hear the outtakes. That'll be some fun as well.
I don't know if folks kept it. I don't think we could do that. It wouldn't be fair to my mate Bridge, would it?
No, that would be quite nasty.
It was funny though.
Yeah, very.
Right, where were we? AK. Right, Linda had Bakuna in the team. I think you took Kamara out, Linda, huh?
No, I took a Rebo out and I went for just Bakuna, Lundstrom and Kamara.
So you're playing him on the right, Bakuna,
yes. Yeah, on the right.
All right. No, what pleased me, go to AK and then I'll go to Stevie. See, when they came off the park against the Hibs and the Gaffers got hot there and they went, what are you doing in that fourth corner? No, here, you don't do that here. I was pleased to see that reaction for the manager.
Aye. I missed what you done. I did actually. Go and enlighten me. What did he do?
But couldn't try to do a wee bit of showboating, didn't he?
Oh, right.
Through the boys' legs, yeah. No, it's
Oh,
easy for
right.
people with ability that I've got to do that, but mere mortals can't do it, you know what I mean?
No, Gerrard's always been like that. It's about respect, innit? You wear that jersey. It doesn't matter what jersey, but obviously your jersey. It's just his grounding and his attitude. You go out there and show your opposition respect. You beat them, but you
I
don't
think
take
so,
the.
but I think he was
ball.
more annoyed that he gave the ball away.
All right, aye. Well, it's just part of wearing your jersey, though, isn't it? Respect the badge and respect your opponent. Go out there and beat them. I think it was maybe Jock Wallace or somebody that said that.
Stevie?
Aye, for me, I mean, even Gerald's reaction after the game, that get me going. I think he was winding the crowd up, and I think I said this in another show. I think it was Michael Beale that was saying about how many games, 1 in 46 or something like that, something like that. The fans, to get behind him. Gerrard knew what he was doing there, he riled them. And I think it was Alec that said as well on the show that after the game, Gerrard went round, he was hugging all the players, and he just kind of brushed big Conor Goldson in the shoulder, and he went away on and hugged other players. I noticed that myself, but no, I mean, as Alex says, if Gerrard thought that the boy never done the right thing, he's got every right to be on him and teaching him the right way. He lost the ball in the corner and gave the ball away cheaply, and we tried to nutmeg the boy, and Gerrard's lost the plot, and it didn't matter whether it was the 92nd minute or the 83rd minute in the game. It just shows you what the manager, the fire he's got in his belly, for the game,
Seeing somebody like Bacuna's playing at Ibrox, Linda, do you think he'll be thinking, I should be so lucky?
How many more Ox possibilities is there? How many more songs can we get in the night? We need to get another one.
Oh, I just can't get it out of my head.
Right,
Andrew does it home and away.
Oh my goodness. Right, a bonus point, Stevie, for you.
Well, I'm saying that's enough. There's too many broken hearts in the world.
Oh dear.
Big Al's probably crashed the motor, going along big Lovejoy.
He's probably sacked a few workers as well. He's probably got rid of them.
Oh dear, sorry, Linda. Floor's all yours.
Yeah, it's all right. What was the question again?
I don't know. Oh, Bacuna.
Bacuna. I put him in the team Ox because I thought he actually showed a wee bit when he came on against Hibs. I just thought that the midfield had become a bit slow and a bit one-paced, and I thought he looked quite bright when he came on. I think Joe Aribo's probably played, all of the games for Nigeria as well, so maybe he might need a wee bit of a rest. And I just thought, put Bacuna in for the start and let's see what he can do.
He showed glimpses, Alec, and he showed glimpses. I mean, he came on against the Hibs, he burst forward. We hadn't seen that pace. He's made a couple of nice passes. It's difficult. It's like Southside's always going on about with it and mere game time. It's chicken and the egg scenario, isn't it? It's difficult.
Aye, well, he's looking for game time, obviously. He had a bit of catch up in the day as well. Gerrard said that he missed a pre-season, so he's always been playing catch up, and he's desperate to make a good impression in the team and for the fans. But I quite liked his performance in Prague. I thought he played reasonably well for the short minutes that he had there. But you're right, though, he offers something different to the team. And if we're not sure what he's going to bring to the team, you can be sure the opposition's not sure what he's going to bring to the team. Whereas Aribo, I get where Linda's coming from, but Aribo on his game is still, a class player. And if he shows up the way he has, kind of for last year, then Hearts have got a big problem in their hands trying to contain him.
Listen, we Linda with Bacuna and Aribo. Is Stevie G going to go with Better the Devil You Know?
Yeah. Could be Ox.
Oh, he's like a locomotion, isn't he?
I'm just about to
We need to take turns with this.
Come on, Linda, put your hand on your heart and give us your answer.
Oh, maybe the listeners can phone in with another one, Ox. Have a competition. Phone in with one.
You know who used to be a DJ to Robert Worthoe? He wrote that
Talk
tune.
of the devil.
Oh dear. Sorry,
There he
Linda.
is.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Sorry. Your brother will be laughing at you.
Oh, he will. Thank God I'm not seeing him tomorrow.
But the sounds of the day you're having, you'll not be seeing anybody.
Oh, aye.
It's no fair. Linda's copping it and Big Danny Zuko's there in Australia, no getting nothing said or nothing. Know what I mean? Terrible.
Zuko.
He just closed his eyes, drew back the curtains, do you know what I mean?
Big T-Bird, aye, Big T-Bird. The pamper.
Ox, can I just say something on the Facebook page?
Yes.
Somebody's put especially for you, Linda, but that's already been said. But it was a nice thought.
Yeah. Need to be quick, Linda. They need to be quick, you know what I mean?
To beat you, Ox, anyway, that's for sure.
Right, name her. Is that all right?
Yeah, because
Right.
my head's spinning around.
Oh, Jesus. Right.
Oh,
Game
she's
on.
gone.
Game on.
We need to bring a bit of seriousness back to the show tonight.
No, have you seen the new strip that's come out, Linda?
Oh, don't tell me.
Oh, I
What's
think
it
I think the shorts are tight gold hot pants.
Can you imagine Big Al under my toner? I can.
Right, enough. You behave.
Right, enough. Draw a line
Right.
under it, Ox.
Aye, okay. Right. Big Al's caused all this. Not the first time.
It's his fault.
Right, okay, just waiting. Then. I think Robert's coming to join us. He'll be with us. Right, okay, the team. I think the big decision in the team for Saturday is the right back position at the defence. And then you've got another decision to make in midfield, and I think that'll depend on fitness and injuries, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, Fox. Right, I think Robert's joined us. Evening, Robert.
Evening, Ox, Stevie, Alex, and Linda. What you lot like? Like me or the Kyle and Jason.
Hello,
I know, bad
Hi,
Stevie.
Robert.
You say, hi, Linda. You have just brought back memories. I used to have to play all the rotten songs at my gigs, so they used to bring it back up. These were nightmares thinking about Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan. But I've got to say, guys, brilliant.
It was Big Al. It was Big Al that caused it.
Oh, brilliant. But anyway, and I know you've already said it, I've got one especially for you, because I know he's your favourite player. So my wee question to you in the panel tonight is, with the international break thankfully now over, is it time Sir Stephen Davis, now that Northern Ireland cannot qualify for the World Cup, should put club before country, and when the next international break comes around in November, he pulls out the Northern Ireland squad and has a proper rest and concentrates on getting his form back. It has kind of a slightly dipped a wee bit the last couple of games, and gets back in that team and playing the way we know Sir Stephen can.
Can I come in there?
Yes, mate, you carry on.
I would say yes, Robert. And the reason I'm saying yes is because he's Rangers' his all-time most international cap player now. He's broke the British record, he's broke Rangers' record, and now's the time the boys should give himself a wee rest for international stuff. No saying every game, but he should give himself a wee break now. You're totally right in my eyes. If that's what you're putting out there, I think you're right. he's done everything you could do now. That's him, Rangers' most international cap player now. So we played that game the other night, last night. So I think now he can maybe chill out a wee bit and maybe pick and choose rather than play every single game. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Stevie. I'm not saying retire, but obviously this next international break, he should maybe have a wee break because to get his form back and to give him a break. So yes.
Yep. Totally agree.
Folks?
You know what I think of Stephen Davis, Robert? I think I've made it plain over the years. I think he's a class act on and off the pitch. A top player, top man. And I think we're slowly seeing a change in the regard. And I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think that Lundstrom would be giving him competition. If we'd have had this conversation in the middle of August, no way would I have predicted that people would have been putting John Lundstrom in their team for a top of the table clash in front of Stephen Davis. It just happens. We're maybe seeing a change in regard, and we're maybe seeing the reason why the scouting staff and the management team know more about football than you do. No than me, of course, but you get a change. You get a natural progression, and the sands of time wait for no man. And unfortunately, they've caught up with Stephen. He's fit. There's just a bit goes as you get older. That's what happens to us all in the best age, you know. And, and it's just the ingredients aren't quite there. I mean, he's still a fantastic player. I mean, you've seen it in fits and starts this season when the Celtic game when he run through, when he came on with red boots the other night. He ran. He did. Oh, all right. You want to listen to Fox on his phone call? No.
Fox is having a nightmare tonight.
He's having a nightmare. I don't know what he's on.
That's Kylie Jace's manager on the phone. What?
Is he Joe Mangold down there?
That was his doctor. It was Carl, wasn't it? Carl was on the phone with his doctor. I think it's came an end for him, and if he wants to progress his club career, it makes sense. Where he'll go again when we get to the end of this season, it's a long time away football wise for a guy at his age. It's also the position he plays in, Robert. It's different from playing at centre back or say centre forward. Yeah.
I know, and see, also I think he's so important because he's a cog. He holds everything together, and I dread the day we've not got Sir Stephen. But I just think this season's so important. Every season's important for the Rangers, but this one with the £40 million carrot dangling there, this is so important, and we really need him, and we need him back to his best because when he's on his game, he's a terrific player. He's one of our best players, and that's how even though he was playing last night. And hopefully he can do that okay. When I mention my team later on, Stephen will be one of the first picks for Saturday for me anyway. So he's so important, and I just hope that's what he does. No retire, but the next international break.
I love him as a player. I love him as a bloke.
We all do. I think we all do.
You know, and I can't believe it. I'm taking him out the team and putting John Lundstrom in. I just can't. I've surprised myself, Linda. I do that quite often, right enough, you know, but.
Yeah, it's probably because as well, Ox, he's played the 2 games over the last week. So you're maybe just thinking, you know, how fresh is Stephen going to be? But Robert, going back to your point about him taking a break from international football, it might even get him another year at Ibrox if he does that, because if he gets back to form, and if we go on and win the league, you know, he might want to have a chance in the Champions League next year. So it might actually stand him in good stead even for his Rangers career going forwards, because if he got back to form, then who's to say when he got offered another 1-year deal, you know?
Definitely, Linda, and we've seen other midfielders in Scotland and all over Europe with half the abilities of Stephen Davis retire in their early 30s international to prolong the club career. So that's a good point you make. That is a really good point. That if he does maybe hang up the boots for international, I don't know, at the end of the season he'll get another year or two, because I just don't want to think that we put him in the Rangers team. I think he's brilliant.
Aye, we do. We've got a lot of time for him. Alex?
I can see where Robert's coming from, but I just think that, as I mentioned earlier, I think the team's in a wee bit of transitional period. The kind of older guard, they've served their time, and it's just getting to that position where you've got McLaughlin coming in replacing McGregor. You get Patterson coming in to replace Tavernier. You get Lundstrom to come in to replace Davis. It's getting to that point. Sort of point in their
Like Stevie
careers.
replacing Bridgman.
Like, that's enough.
He's
of
not
that.
as good as a bridge, man.
No, never ever am I good as the Bridge, and I wouldn't even put myself in the same team. There you go. The Bridge man's from Chapel's finest, and
You
he's
can
part
wait,
of
he's
the
sitting in his
future.
seat.
Well, like keeping it warm for him, isn't it? By the way, wait, you see the crumbs are over it. I've been eating biscuits while I was talking there. The crumbs are over it.
He doesn't mind the cream. Anyway,
Yeah.
we've been joined by another true gent. We've been joined by Alex. Wait a shot. How we doing, Alex?
Good evening, Oakshire, Linda, Stevie, who else is here? Alec and Robert.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Evening, Alex.
how's everybody doing? All right?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm good. Firstly, I'd send my compliments on to Gary and his good lady and baby Blake. Congratulations on the birthday, kid.
Brilliant. Well, it wasn't live, but I think it's the first baby we've had on Rangers Radio. What's on your mind, Alex?
Well, I'm just looking forward to Saturday now. Now we've got an international scenario at the road, so looking forward to Hearts game.
It's a big game, mate, and if we win, we end up in an excellent place, don't we, after 9 games?
Well, this is the top of the table now. We already took care of Hibs, so this is the next game in line. And it should be a good test, but I really do fancy us in that. I think we'll get into another gear and take care of Hearts, albeit it'll be a hard game in that, but looking forward to it very much.
You got a team in mind, mate?
I would go with McGregor, Tavernier, Golston, Balogun if he's fit. I've got a funny feeling he might not be fit, so maybe need to put the big Jack Simpson in there and Big Bonner. Midfield of Lundstrom, Kamara, Aribo, Hadji, Morelos. Is Kent fit? Is Kent back? No.
I don't think so, but you never know.
Never know. We just put Stevie Wright in there.
What's your rationale? You're a
sorry.
We've just discussed this a bit, but what's your rationale with Lundstrom?
I just feel that this is a guy coming on to the game now that we bought him for. Stevie Davis, as much as I love the guy and everybody does, he's a total inspiration to Full Rangers Football Club, ultimate professional. But I feel now his games will be picked. Having the Northern Ireland International there, that was a good question that Robert put up there. Maybe it's time that he maybe hang his boots up there. And I would just play in certain games. I think Europe is possibly the big games for Stevie Davis.
Can he play in the same team, Robert?
Davis and Lundstrom.
Aye.
Well, I'll be my team, and that's exactly what I was going to ask you. My team will be Alan McGregor, Captain James Tavernier, Borna Barisic, Connor Golston, and hopefully Big Leon Balogun's fit. My 3 in the midfield, Stephen Davis, John Lundstrom, and Joe Aribo. I'm leaving Glenn Kamara out because I think Glenn Kamara's been poor, and I think you seen when he went off the Hibs game how the game speeded up a wee bit. We get quicker on the ball now, and I watched him against yesterday for Finland. I think he's been really, really poor. Scared to take a shot on, etc., things like that. So I'm leaving him out. My front three, don't think Kent will make it. Alfie, Yanis Hadji, and I'm going to go for Sakala because I think Sakala will give you that wee bit more. Because Scott Wright, the last couple of games he's come in, I wasn't impressed, to be honest with you. And I know he needs game time the ball to get the match sharpness up, but I'm going to go for Sakala.
I'm with you with the Scott Wright. There's a boy I would like to see well, and he's had a promising start, but there's a level of expectation and consistency required at our club, and we've seen glimpses he's got ability, Stevie.
Aye. Yep. We have as you said, the first few games he came in, he was a wee breath of fresh air. But I've got to agree with Robert. He's been poor the last few games I've seen him. He's not really set the head on fire at all. Aye, so I can only agree there. I really can.
Aye, so you've got, give us your midfield again there. I just took a wee note of that, Robert. Give us it again.
Sir Stephen Davis, John Lundstrom, and Joe Rebo.
You got a Rebo on the left, Lundstrom on the right?
Aye, yeah.
Okay. All right. What's your thoughts there, Alex? If we wish all them, we'll go to AK.
That's a good team as well. I just feel I'd play Lundstrom there just as the holding midfield player. And I would put, as I said before, I would put Aribo, Kamara. I just think Kamara's a wonderful football player. I don't really take in that he's never really had form. I still think the guy's got so much football ability in that midfield. And I honestly think he's a definite starter. That's what I look at it. But it wouldn't surprise me if Stevie Davis comes in there and what Robert had said with the midfield. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look. I just think Kamara's too good a player to be left out.
Mm-hmm. Aye, I get you with Kamara. I loved him, but I get also accept Robert's point that his form, he's not been 7.5 every week. He's been below his standards. He's set. AK.
Aye, there's no arguing there on that. But I think you could aim that at a lot of players in the team. They're not been hitting the standards of it they were setting themselves last year. But for me, I've got the same front six as what Alex Fabushi's got. I just think that Davis and Lundstrom, they take up the same position, and they're looking for the same sort of passes, and I think that it just doesn't seem to work for me. The two of them, and for me, Lundstrom's got the jersey. Until he starts not playing as well, then I think Davis has got to step aside to let him play.
I can't believe we're saying that, and I include myself in it because of the Lundstrom start, and all of a sudden he's won us over. Is that a surprise to you, Robert? And then we'll go to Stevie.
Not really, because I think like any player coming to a massive club like Rangers, look at Mark Hateley, perfect example. It takes time to settle in. No every player hits the ground running, and we all know the boy's a decent player. You don't play in the English Premier League if you're not a half decent player. Well, apart from the Derry Donkey, that is. But you know what I mean? So it's taken him a wee bit longer to settle in. And as you know, Rangers have more of the ball, a lot more of the ball than Sheffield United ever did. So it's taken him that wee extra month or two to settle in. And the big guy's been brilliant. I was disappointed in Steven Gerrard after the Lyon game when he put him on the bench, and the guy was possibly our best player along with Leon Balogun. And we're talking about playing consistent teams, and then he does that. So I was disappointed after the Lyon game that he was put back on the bench. And hopefully now, he's been really good the last 2 or 3 games. And to me, he's got to be one of the first picks in the team on Saturday.
Aye, for me, I mean, I was up at Dundee and I thought he was one of our better players up at Dundee. And then against Hibs, I thought the same. The big man was outstanding, and I think he deserves the jersey. And I had left Stephen Davis out my team because of the 2 Northern Ireland games to put John Lundstrom in. But part of it was because he deserves the jersey and he's been really playing well. I mean, I know everybody's covered it by saying that He's come up here to Scotland. It's took him a wee bit maybe longer, but we wanted as Rangers fans, because we want everybody to hit the ground running. I think it's took him a wee bit to settle in. I think he's getting the pace of the game up here now. I think he's getting to realise about the crazy tackling that he's on up here. And in the last few games, he's been Rangers' best man. And why should he not be in the team Saturday?
It's a fair comment. I mean, he has the last couple of games, the last maybe 3 games of the piece, he's arguably been my best player. I'm struggling to argue with that, Linda.
No, I would agree, Ox, and I think if he adds a couple of goals to his game as well, because I think we think, he can probably shoot from outside the box, and we're kind of lacking that a wee bit. And Robert touched on that when he mentioned Kamara. Sometimes he gets into good positions, but very reluctant to take a shot. But no, I think Lundstrom deserves to start, but it's whether or not Davis is going to play alongside him. It's an interesting one.
Okay, we've been joined by Ian for YouTube. How are we doing, Ian? Evening, mate.
Doing no bad.
Always good to hear from you, mate.
It was just about the Lundstrom thing. I see a lot of comments lately about Lundstrom's no good and Davis is better and all that. But I think Davis, get to a certain age, needs, well, in my opinion anyway, he needs a wee rest. And I think Lundstrom is coming on to his game now. The mere games we're giving him, I think he can move the ball and he can put the ball right to your feet and you get to the right positions. Well, that's just my personal point of view.
Listen, I don't think you're alone in these thoughts, Linda.
No, absolutely not. And as I say, he has been our best player. And I think he's starting to play a wee bit, Ian, like the player we thought we were getting. He played a bit further up the park when he played down south. And as Stevie said earlier, it can take a wee while to adjust to the Scottish game because it's not a walk in the park, isn't it not? And it's fast and furious, and it takes a wee bit of time. But let's hope he can really kick on, and we'll see some consistency from him.
Aye, I mean, down in England, they'll get too much time in the ball to look about and pick passes. Up here, you touch man, and you've got to get rid of the ball, or you're clattered. Do you know what I mean? Or you've got to get the pass away dead quick. And they underestimate the speed of the football up here. And I think that's what catches a lot of them out. And a lot of them don't make it up here because of that.
Fair comment, Ian. Stevie?
I just think the game against Dundee and Hibs and that, I like it. What I like about him is he's reading the play and he's cutting them out. He's turning play quick. He's cutting people, the forwards out, getting the ball and we're off. He's turning the play around very quick. And I like that about Big Lundstrom. He's done a lot of that, so he has reading the play and cutting it out and gets us away in the attack. But for me, you've got to listen to what the guy's saying when he's getting interviewed and stuff too. He's not saying it because he's telling us any porcupines. He told you himself, a wee bit caught out at the start. He's getting there now with it. And he's no doubt he's been our best player for the last 3 games. Well, at least 2 anyway. For the Dundee and the Hibs game, he's been our best player. And that time came to leave the boy out against Hibs and Saturday, Hearts on Saturday.
Aye. And about Patterson as well. I know there's other debate. Oh, sorry.
Carry on, mate. You carry on, mate.
I know there's other debate going about Patterson and Tav and who should play where and who should play what and everything. But you got to remember, when Patterson's played, I know he's made a wee mistake here and there, but who's no in that Rangers team lately? And if you look at the pass that Patterson put right onto Roof's seed, and then it was Patterson's cross last night again that won us the game. Do you know what I mean? I think I think that boy's class, and he should be playing more, I think, anyway.
If we're using the Lundstrom analogy, probably got the same thing going on with the young Patterson, Alex Fisher, then Alex Kelly, because is it a slowly changing of the guard?
It certainly looks that way, doesn't it? Young Patterson's definitely up in the ante on Tavernier there, but I believe competition's the greatest thing for you. The young boy's definitely, he's on the shoulder there. Wouldn't surprise me who they play. It's just a personal, your own opinion, like, you know. But I agree with Stevie there about the Lundstrom. You've got to, what do you call it? I was also at Dundee and I was game there as well. And he's certainly the midfield player of the Newton Forum. And this is what we do. We play the guys who's at the Forum. And we haven't really got that many players at Zone Forum now. Mm-hmm. So this is us now. I believe that's this is the time now maybe for the change. But Tavernier is a very, very hard act, what do you call it, to leave out. Let's be quite truthful here. He's a captain of the club. He's been right through from the very beginning. And I just say it enhances the team to bring these kids on. And it wouldn't surprise me if he plays a young boy, but I doubt it now. I still think Tavernier's a guy.
I don't always think he should play in sentiment, though.
No.
Like some players been there for the beginning. I don't think he should play a player that's been there for the beginning. Any player, just because he's been there all the time and he's had some good seasons. If he's off form, he gets dropped like everybody else, and somebody takes his place.
I think you're spot on, Ian. Spot on, mate.
You know what I mean? You can't go in sentiment. You go in sentiment, you're not going to win anything. You're just going to have a bunch of players out there that think they're in the park and what.
He was done with Bridges' seat. He just took it.
What?
Nothing, mate. He's just took Bridges' seat. No room for sentiment. All of us. No, you're right. Guys, you earn the strip. You should earn the strip to play for our team. AK.
Aye.
100%, mate. 100%. Just because you wear the armband, Disney shouldn't give you a guaranteed start. It's not like for him, you know. And it's, if you've got the jersey and you're playing well and you're not doing nothing wrong, then I think it sends a message to the rest of the players in the squad. Listen, if you want this jersey back, you need to get back showing the form you were showing last year. Then you become undroppable. At this current moment in time, for me, I think Patterson's playing far better than what Tavernier's offering the team.
I can agree with you, and I think that.
Guys, how many weeks have we said when we're talking about our pools, our teams and everything else, we're saying, is he going to go with experience or is he going to go with the on-form player? We've always got to remember James Tavernier's experience means everything in our squad. You know, you know, he's the captain of Rangers. He's not the captain for nothing. You can't buy experience no matter what you do in life. And James Tavernier's got experience in abundance. Whether the young boys just, you can see he's a diamond, but he just needs the edges polished up, you know. And that's the same with Big Passy on the other side.
I don't think he was great against Hibs, but he puts the cross in for the equaliser, didn't he?
Yep, of course, aye. But that's what happens. But I'm just saying, I know Ian was just talking about that goes for the full squad. No, if you're not just getting a game because you've been there a few years and whatever, you know, there's no time for that, especially when guys are fighting for the jersey. But I'm just talking about that one position. You've got we've got the two best right backs there in Scotland, you know, and they're competing with each other for that jersey every week, you know. But the bottom line for me is there's got to be games where our manager's got to go for experience rather than maybe in form, you know, and especially in Europe, you know.
It's a difficult one. I think I might go for Tav in my team at AK. I think I would, but then I'd contradict myself. I think Lundstrom deserves a start. Yeah, I'm basing that on Patterson's form for us. But I don't think he's been fantastic in the last sort of games and a half. But the boys, he's learning his trade, and I think he's picking up things all the time, and he's becoming somebody in the real forefront of international football, which is going to be good for his development. Alex Fisher.
Absolutely. He's obviously, he's definitely some footballer, and we've got a little diamond there. But it's a hard one for who the manager's going to pick. I'm just saying that I think James Tavernier just would get the nod. There's certain games in that he would bring probably young Patterson on. And I believe there's a game on Saturday against Hearts. This will be a right top of the table clash, and they'll certainly be up for it.
Yep.
And I believe it'll be the experience they'll put out there.
Yep.
To go and win this game on Saturday.
Yep.
But
I've got to have Adlowstrom in my team.
aye.
You know, and that's the best of both worlds, isn't it? You know, I definitely agree with Ali. I think he'll go with Tav for experience.
Aye. So you drop the internationalists to play the non-internationalists?
Here we go. There's the other flip side.
There's some dilemma, innit? Some dilemma.
When you go, Robert?
No, because I know always when it comes to Captain James Henry Tavernier, I don't hide my love or my admiration for him. I never do. So, and you might not believe this, on another platform before the Hibs game, I said that young Patterson should have started, and a few people were surprised. But sometimes you've got to take the respect. So, but I just think, let's not forget, guys. I know last season's gone, but who was Scotland's player of the year last season? James Tavernier. And I know he's not been playing up to his 8 or 9 that we normally get. But I just think, as the manager said, young Patterson's time will come. And I know a lot of fans are a wee bit worried, if young Patterson doesn't get more game time, he'll leave us. Well, I'd like to think if he's got anything about him being a Rangers boy, he'll not just jump ship at the first option. He'll fight out, and he'll eventually will become Rangers, as he is Scotland's #1 right back. Because the boy's brilliant. He's got bags of talent. But at this moment in time, a big game, top of the table against Hearts, I want Tavernier because I think we've got more chance of getting a goal. And I know the wee boy Patterson got the brilliant assist against Hibs. But I think come Saturday, you've got more of a chance of getting assists and goals out of James Tavernier what you have at this moment in time for Nathan Patterson. That's only my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Aye, it's a valid point, mate. Valid point. I think Ian's back in. How are we doing, Ian?
All right. I was just wanting to give you an update on my health, and it's good news. It's I went for an MRI scan on my front lobe, part of my brain last. What day is this? This was the last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
99 wells, and I was at my doctor's on Monday, and my vascular dementia has slowed down, which is absolutely brilliant news for the family, because I'm on this medication called Momentum,
right,
which helps. So it's slowed down a good rate. I know eventually it'll get worse, but the doctor said it's doing great and it's looking really good. I always think about this, Ian, and I said, it could speed up at any time, so we take it as we go, because I get MRI scans every 3 to 6 months just to check on it, to see where we are. So I would over the moon. And
so you should be, mate. So you should be, because
I'm over the moon, and I had a wee Greek to myself, you know what I mean, with happiness. And I have been feeling a lot better recently, and I wondered why. And but my memory's still SHITE, I can't swear.
I don't know, your memory's not too bad when we're talking about the football, mate, yeah?
Oh, listen, my wife always says that. She says, you stand in the front of somebody talk about football, he'll sit there for hours. If you sit there and talk about any other subject, he'll just look at you and go, what are you talking about?
That's a skill that's handed down from father to son, Ian.
That's it. Just, I'm not tough.
Can I just say to you, mate, say to you, we're all proud of you, mate. The fact of how you deal with what you're dealing with, and also the fact that you come on here and you talk to us, that takes confidence to do that, and we're all really, really proud of you.
Well done, Ian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that you know
Well done,
something that means so much to me. You saying that so much, because as I'll tell you before, this is my life playing this Rangers phone in. When I first come on, I was dead nervous. I didn't know what to say, and sometimes I get kind of stuck and confused. And but I try.
Have you heard the
think-
presenters on here, Ian?
Well,
Have you heard the rest of the presenters? You're a Rolls Royce compared to most of them.
I know. I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to get banned.
No, mate, listen, we love having you on because you're real, and we think we're I'll say it again, we're also proud of you for the way you conduct yourself, Linda.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Ian, and I'm so glad you get good news, Ian. It must have been terrific to hear that.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. And as Ox says, it's great having you on the show, and you know, it's just so good that you get that news. You must have been delighted.
I was so delighted that what I did was I booked a hotel down in Glasgow, at the Baldrona Hotel in Renfrew Street, for my wife and my daughter to go and have a mother and daughter weekend, because I can't go. And I'm got a carer coming and beside me to look after me. So, and that's a wee present for me for the good news that I got. So I'm sending them away to Glasgow for the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And
Listen,
That was very nice of
that was
you.
nice of
That's-
you. Listen, that's a great gesture. And
no,
listen,
I mean,
we know how you feel about the Rangers, and we appreciate everything you say about this radio station. But I'll say it again, and I'll let Robert Wellow come in. If Rangers radio's for anybody, it's for people like you, mate. Special people like you. Robert?
Yep. And can I just say, Ian, pal, Ian, stay strong, pal. And you know what? See guys like yourself, I'm so happy for you, the news you got. But see people like yourself, Ian, you just make me and millions other be so proud to be a Blue Nose. Keep it up, pal.
I'm blue through and through, always have been.
Oh, brilliant, mate.
I was born in Airdrie, and I used to go and watch Airdrie because my mum wouldn't let me go to Ibrox. And then when I was old enough to go, she just couldn't stop me. So I never stopped going, and I still travel from Montrose with my daughter down to the games before the COVID, and I'll be going back when I'm all right, because I've still got my booster to get and then my flu jab to get, so I'm not going in anywhere new.
You let us know off air, get a message to us if you're coming down for the game, and I'm sure we'll be able to sort something out for you, even if it's me just getting a lot of Bridges wallet and getting you.
I've not got enough stress to hold that wallet.
Right, we're going to let you go, but why don't you go, Stevie?
I'm just going to say to Ian, what's his Carol's name and number? We're going to need it for Bridge if you're taking his wallet off him.
Before you go, Ian, give all your mates on YouTube a shout out. On you go.
There's RFC, there's Kim, Chrissy, Scottish Lad, We Are the People, Sid Barrett, Malky, and just all the ones that know me. I can't remember everybody's names. I think that's the best I've remembered in a while.
Here. Listen, we're going to let you go because we're going to
Aye.
in a few minutes. But listen,
I know, I'm taking up your time, sorry.
No, not at all, mate. Listen, I'll say it again. If you know what Rangers Radio is about, I don't know what it is, mate. Really, I don't. Seriously.
Thanks a million. That you know, so that means a hell of a lot to me, and I can only thank you enough, to be quite honest, because this phone in is just amazing. It's amazing to listen to it every single night. Every single night is amazing.
And just to let you know, if YouTube ever goes down, because sometimes YouTube comes down and there's nothing we can do about it, it's without our control, you'll get a lobby and let you and your mates come into rangersradio.online, and there's a lobby there full of Blue Noses talking away. The only trouble, sometimes you have to talk to Mr. S. Skipper. And the the same thing happens if Facebook ever goes down, which has happened in the last week. But listen, I'm going to ask everybody that's on this show, the panel here tonight, to give you a round of applause as a matter of respect, and we're just so proud of you and the way you're dealing with your illness.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Cheers,
thank you very
Right,
much.
right.
Oh, God, man, they're going to get me greeting. Stop
Oh,
it.
God, you didn't agree with the
Well-
Christmas
well
here.
done,
Beat
Ian.
it, beat it.
Well done, Ian.
Done, Ian.
Thanks a million.
Well done, Ian.
Cheers.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah,
and Thanks very much.
Good night, Ian.
Good night.
Right. Good night. Good night. and Thank
Good
you.
Good night, Ian.
Thank
All the
you.
best.
Good night.
Thank you.
I don't know what to say, Alex. I really don't, because it puts everything into perspective, doesn't it, Alex, for Wishaw, doesn't it?
What an inspiration. Absolutely fantastic. I'm good he's got some good news there. And he's just what Rangers is all about.
Yeah.
Total true blue. That's what it's about. And this radio station, it's amazing for people just for to listen, whether they don't phone in or no, just to listen. It's a first class show. Well done to everybody on it. Well done.
AK.
Well said, Alec.
AK.
Oh, well said, Alec. Reiterate that as well. Can I also give a wee shout out to a good friend of ours that Robert will know down in Australia? Alan Mitchell. He's going through a tough battle with cancer now, and he listens to Rangers radio, but he's sometimes a wee bit early. He stays in Western Australia, so he listens to Ibrox radio quite a lot, and we've got to know him. So Alan's a great boy, knows Fiscal Bride, and he's been down there a wee while, but he loves listening to the show, and thoughts are with you, TL.
Here, mate. Here. Hope everything goes all right for you, Alan. I mean, genuinely, Dave. Steve, it's always an emotional trip on here. You just know, you don't know what you're going to get, but we laugh, we joke, and we life gets pretty context sometimes,
Well, you heard for the man's own lips. It's a lifeline for him at night, sir. He's lying. You know what the our wee radio station means to people, and my God, man, the hairs in the back of my neck were starting. That was just wow. What an emotional roller coaster. We went for Kylie and Jason to that man there. Oh, just absolutely. You're totally right, Ox. You don't know what you're getting when you come on here at night. But that man epitomises everything that a Blue Nose should be. A fighter, and the way he conducts himself and the way he talks, and sent his wee wife and his daughter away down to Glasgow as a wee thank you present for his good news. And man, I was touched there. The old glasses were nearly off. No, they were. Brilliant.
Aye. Well, I'll let Linda have the last word of the evening before I go and say good night to everybody. Linda?
Look, I think that was just the Rangers family summed up there, wasn't it, Ox? It's a great family, and this show is just part of it. Really enjoyed the night. It was great having everybody on and a few laughs, but you know, there's also a serious note, and well done, Ian. I'm so glad you got your good news. But great show, Ox. Really enjoyed it.
Was that great families like the Robinsons?
The last word, Ox. You had to get it.
A bonus point for the name of the dog. A bonus point for the name of the dog.
Boxer.
Bouncer.
I was only kidding.
That's like a night out with Southside and Stevie. It's been like two bouncers.
Right. Base.
Oh, I don't know. Right, okay. Can I thank Alex for Wishaw? Robert Weatherall, always great to hear from you, Robert. I'm glad that you're feeling better as well, mate.
Great.
Thanks, pal.
Good to hear from you, Robert.
And thanks to Big Al for making us laugh as usual. But we'll be doing some specials during the Christmas period. There'll be Linda and Al specials. So thanks to AK for joining us. Thanks to Linda, more important, for joining us. But I think, as usual on here, when he does come on, he puts everything into context for us. Thanks to Ian for YouTube. I'll not say his second name. Ian, thanks a lot, and your words mean a lot to us, more than you'll ever know. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. We'll be back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Sorry, 8 o'clock, talking about all things Rangers. Well, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, young Port better be with us. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Speak to you soon. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. Oh, Rangers, we love you. Stephen Gerrard came to Ibrox along with Gary Mack, and they were set the challenge to bring the title back. See the tea arrived, the end with Let's Go, and never sniff it up to see the league flags finally hung. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. Oh, Rangers, we love you. We had McGregor, Savin, Golson, and Bournemouth have the back. Alfie Kent defeat and the fallen attack. Davis, Jack, Kamara, Arthur Hatchie came alive with Hamilton and Balogun. They won his 55. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. Oh, Rangers, we love you. Not forgetting Jory boys, namely fit me fit. Like Edmondson, Stuart Parker, Renewed on his bet. McLaughlin, Jones and Bassey, Patterson's and good. Though Nico Catty, Stucky, please, Rangers through and through. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. Oh, Rangers, we love you. Dave King and the Three Bears deserve some special praise. They fought and won the battles to bring these 40 days. Too many more to mention. They gave us everything. Now every beer around the world can celebrate and sing. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. Oh, Rangers, we love you. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. Oh, Rangers, we love you.